All right, let's shift back to Asia then. I'm not sure that they're number 3 yet. I'm not sure they've passed Stellantis. Come back to Stellantis later. So Hyundai Kia. I have heard a lot. First of all, the South Koreans are just amazing.
Yeah.
I spent a little time in Seoul a couple of years ago, and oh my gosh, they're so like the safest city in the world. Most beautiful, one of the most beautiful, clean cities in the world. I mean, their electronics, their technology is like right up to date. They've got everything wired. And so these guys are obviously extremely clever. And this Hyundai Kia group has grown. I mean, they didn't exist 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And now they're pushing up against the big four. They have a couple of pretty decent cars, I think.
Yeah, for sure. They have been making the Kona for many years, so they do have great experience. And the new Ioniq 5 and an Ioniq 6 is getting some really good reviews and is a really efficient car. But what bothers me with those guys is their production ramp is not really fast. But I hope, as everybody else is seeing that this is a future, that they have to ramp up the production, because I really want to see some numbers for them now, because they're still like 150,000 or something they produce per brand, Hyundai Kia. So maybe 300,000 or something EVs in total. I can't remember the numbers exactly, but they are producing like 6.7 million, something like that, cars a year. Yeah. So it's still a very small percentage of their car that they are making EVs. So I hope they will really ramp up EV production. But I think, like the other big guys, they started too late with getting battery contracts in place and material contracts in place and stuff like that. The whole supply chain that Tesla has just become so good at, I think they started a bit too late. So they are probably seeing, because again, it's not the cars. Like you say, they have great cars that people want to buy. So I think they are not able or not willing to produce enough of them. So that's more guesswork. Can they get all the materials to produce more? Are they holding back because they are still earning a lot of money on ICE? But I think, the trigger is really going to be when their ICE business collapse over the next couple of years.
When their ICE business melts.
Yes, when the ICE business melt and they are trying to hold it in their hands and their profit starts going away from this ICE business, then they kind of have to accelerate the EV business to try to earn some money on this. Where I think something like Ford has done by splitting the company up into the Ford Blue and the Ford Model E. Mm-hmm. I think that's a great move, and they're going to show us here in the first quarter of this year. So now we get a little more insight in how their EV business is actually doing. But I think it's a good idea. At some point, they can just let Ford Blue go and say, we're going bankrupt. Sorry, guys. And now we're going to focus on this Model E instead. Because it's the transition for these guys, we have to give them some credit for, because this is not an easy transition to do with all the headwinds they're facing. So
now Hyundai Kia, their statements have been that they're all out. I mean, they're pedal to the metal on making this switch. So yeah. they've never. I haven't seen anything where they were hesitant or feeling like they needed to have other stuff happening, like hydrogen or some weird thing like that.
Well, Hyundai have hydrogen. We can buy a hydrogen Hyundai here in Denmark.
Oh, really?
But it costs twice as much as the Hyundai Kona, so nobody's buying it. And we have like 5 hydrogen stations that sometimes work. So, yeah. So they have not 100% let go of the hydrogen thing still. So I think Kia have. I don't think they're going that direction. So I think it's only a matter of time. There was some pushback and some delays on when they want to come out with the next generation hydrogen or something like that. So I think they're just getting rid of that slowly here. And yeah, so I think they're going to ramp up pretty quickly over the next couple of years. And I think they're going to be a big player when it comes to those 40 millions. Who's going to make them 40 millions? They're probably going to make a couple of millions there.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe Hyundai, again, because they seem to be focused.
Yeah.
Toyota obviously is not focused. Volkswagen is not focused. They seem to be focused. They seem to really care. And they do have a number of models, I think, in their planning.
Yeah.
I was thinking that they might actually end up being like 4 million. They might actually pop up into being one of the leaders again, the 2027 run rate might be bigger than either Toyota or Volkswagen at that point.
Yeah, I think you could be absolutely right on that one.
All right. All right. Okay.
Also because they are a little more high tech, so they could also do very well in China as well, the biggest market on the planet. So I think they could come in and beat the Germans there.
Lars, as always, it's genuinely a pleasure to have you on my show, and your show is doing phenomenal. I keep watching your numbers just keep going up and up and up. So congratulations on that. And you seem to be taking lots of vacation. So that's good.
Yeah. Trying to relax a little bit.
Do a little relaxing. All right. Well, any last words for my audience today? And then we'll let you go.
Yeah, this has just started. This is just getting started. I think Investor Day was really a good showcase of this is just getting starting with the whole energy side of the business, robot side of the business, it's charging infrastructure. I think, yeah, there's just so much stuff. Because people are always asking me, don't you run out of things to say like in your videos? Like, not when it comes to Tesla, no. Like we just getting started.
All right. Well, great, Lars. Again, lovely to have you here. Hey, everybody, go to his channel, sign up for his channel, sign up for his Patreons, follow him on Twitter, do all that stuff. I'll make sure all of that information is in the information below. And, you can like this channel too, if you kind of liked what we just did. And Lars, see you again soon, we hope.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Randy.
All right, great.
Click the link below to get your paperback, Kindle, or audiobook now.